When we were looking at places to go in Atlanta, we really went back and forth about whether or not we wanted to go to Six Flags over Georgia. The fact of the matter is that we live in the theme park capital of the world, but Brian had never been to a Six Flags. We looked up tickets and they were only 25 bucks, and so we could not pass up the opportunity to visit Six Flags over Georgia. Online, it mentions that it covers 290 acres, and I don't think that we appreciated how large that really was until we actually were walking around it. This is a huge theme park. The other thing that we were really pleasantly surprised about was how many different roller coasters and the variety of roller coasters that they had at the park, from flying roller coasters to a wooden roller coaster to a hybrid to a mine train, a drop coaster, and even a standing coaster that we have never been on before. There was really something for any thrill seeker in the park. Unfortunately, we did not have all day. We only had a few hours to explore, and so we were not able to go on every single ride. However, there were some that stood out for good reasons and bad reasons for us. The first ride that we went on in the park was the mine train. It was okay. It was a bit intense, I thought, for a family coaster, but it still was a lot of fun, and we would definitely go on it again. After that, we actually headed over to I don't know, the superhero section of the park. I'm not sure what it's called. And over there, I went on the Great American Scream Machine, and let me tell you, that was probably the scariest wooden roller coaster I've ever been on. I thought for sure we were coming off the track, and I am almost certain I got a mild concussion. I would not recommend that ride. I would never go on that ride again. After my experience on the wooden coaster, I did not go on Superman Ultimate Flight, but Brian did. Here in Orlando at SeaWorld, we have a very similar ride at Manta, and Brian said that was, very similar to that one as well. The surprising ride of the day for us was the Justice League Battle for Metropolis. We did not expect such a high quality attraction at Six Flags. That animatronic was really cool, and we just really, really enjoyed this ride. No matter what the wait is, I would definitely stand in line for it, because even if it's the summer, most of the line for the ride is going to be in air conditioning. Now, the next one we went on was Batman the Ride. And let me tell you, that was intense. It was probably one of the most intense roller coasters I've ever been on. I did not realize how many loops the coaster would have. That was a very, very tough one for me. I get motion sick, and even with taking Dramamine, that one kind of set off a chain reaction that I will further explain. Georgia Scorcher was down for a while, but as we were walking by, it had reopened, and we knew we definitely needed to do that because we've never done a standing roller coaster before. Now, looks can be deceiving. It does not go that high. However, the way that you are standing on it, it's like a hydraulic bicycle seat, and so it goes up and down until it locks into place. And when you are going on those loops, it was very, very intense. And that brings us to Goliath. So Brian had already gone on Goliath earlier in the day. I wasn't too afraid of Goliath. It's very similar to Mako at SeaWorld Orlando. However, we were going up the lift hill, and my biggest fear on these roller coasters is getting stuck on the lift hill. And as we're going up, they stop the ride. They do an emergency stop, okay? Because people in front of us had their cell phones out. Not cool. And so I don't know if it was the mixture of Batman and Georgia Scorcher making me not feel well, and then having the anxiety of getting stopped on the freaking lift hill, but I actually blacked out on Goliath. I have never blacked out in my life on any ride, and I blacked out. So Keep in mind, it's pretty intense, but I think you really have to plan out the different intensities of the coasters when you're planning your day to see, I almost said SeaWorld, Six Flags Over Georgia. Now, one ride that looks super cute that I wanted to go on was Monster Mansion. And when we were waiting in line for it, one of the boats almost tipped over. And so we were a little worried. It's a really weird ride. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like a haunted house, but I will say this was one of the times that I was happy that we had to wear masks because the like musty odor was just so strong in this ride that luckily the mask kind of deflected some of that stench. Now, when you're looking at food options, I had seen online that they had taco salad. That is one of my favorite things with that really crispy shell. And whenever I get an opportunity to order that, I usually go for it. We were a bit taken aback by the prices. They were very expensive compared to even Disney. They were higher, we thought. But, when you factor in the fact that the tickets are only $25, there you go. And my last comment about the park is regarding the merchandise. So we wanted to get some merchandise, that said Six Flags Over Georgia, but we found that most of the merchandise, like especially in the main stores, were very much DC Comics and Looney Tunes and stuff like that. So if you are looking for Six Flags Over Georgia specific items, we found those at the gift shops at the end of roller coasters or attractions. That's where I would definitely go if you are looking for something Six Flags Over Georgia specific. So overall, I think if the price is right, it was a really fun afternoon that we had. I would not pay like $80 or $90 for the day to go to Six Flags, but we did really have a good time and we thought we got obviously our money's worth with the amount that we paid for the ticket. The one other thing I would caution is before you buy their Flash Pass, actually go on a couple rides. When we went on Goliath, it said it was a 60-minute wait and we walked onto it. So just keep that in mind. I know I said that I didn't have any more tips, but I just thought of that as I was finishing up the video. So I hope that this helped somebody out there that was considering going to Six Flags Over Georgia. It really isn't that far from downtown Atlanta. Right after we left here, we went to the Varsity in downtown, and it really wasn't that bad of a drive. So again, I hope this helped somebody out with their travel plans. And if you do go, let me know how you liked it. Thanks so much and hope you have a great day.